question. You can take a call.
Oh, Mr. Chairman,
Please call.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, Mr. Chairman, I've waited for 2 years for a request from Labour Party to ask me to appear in front of Select Committee for Women's Affairs. But the call never came. The call never came. All I can find is in the estimate report that they got nothing to report and just recommend the Ministry of Women Affairs vote be accepted. What a disappointment. Now, Mr. Chairman, then I started to reflect, maybe there is a reason. Maybe there's a reason I wasn't called. Apparently, the Labour spokeswoman for Women's Affairs keep challenging this minister to close the pay gap between men and women. There's a problem, but she doesn't know what was the pay gap. She actually filed a written question to the minister saying, what is the source of that pay gap? Well, Mr. Chairman, that was established long before we came into power. That gap was a measurement that established by Labour way back. It was the median income hourly earning between men and women. The gap was static since 2001 under Labour. And guess what? The good news was, after 18 months of National in government, the pay gap has decreased to 11.3%. But this minister and this government is very ambitious for our New Zealand women. We are not going to stop there. So last year, for a very long time, there was no additional budget, no additional funding allocated to Ministry of Women Affairs until last budget, $2 million over 4 years for us to undertake work stream to look at the pay gap issue, because women make up 51% of New Zealand population, much to contribute. We can't afford underutilization of our women in workforce. So we have done work stream like encouraging more women into non-traditional areas for women. We have established Women in Trade Network. We have looked at successful examples in the accounting profession of flexible work practices. And I want to say the fantastic accounting firm in Taranaki has demonstrated flexible work practices is good for both men and women. It increased the bottom line, and we're going to champion that together with the New Zealand Institute of Chartered Accountants. And Mr. Chairman, we have also looked at new graduate and wanting to identify why is it that 1 year after graduation there's a pay gap between young men and young women up to 6 to 8%. And Mr. Chairman, we are going to conduct workshops to enable that to be examined and that to be improved. But I'm also very proud to say we are so ambitious for New Zealand women. We are going to challenge the low percentage of women in listed companies for the top New Zealand 100 companies. Women directors only amount to 8.6%, and our Prime Minister, Honourable John Key, is ambitious for women. So last May, we launched for the first time Women on Board to tackle, because we have lots of competent women directors out there, and we want them to see them in our boardroom contributing that. But Mr. Chairman, I want to close it by paying compliment to Honourable Simon Power, Honourable Turia, who championed the two task force, the elimination of sexual violence against women, elimination of family violence. Mr. Chairman, this government is ambitious for women, and this government wants women to be in safe home, and I'm just so privileged to be the Minister of Women Affairs and standing up for women. Thank you.